Well, guys, we're here with another incredible artist here on another episode of All About the Artist. Here with Dylan Kelley from all the way in Marianna, Florida. Dylan.
What's up, guys?
Glad to have you on here with us, man.
Good to be here, Charlie.
So I understand today was a little bit challenging. We had a little delay and everything. What happened to you, man?
Oh, man, just got busy working at the house. You know, I just bought a new house, trying to get it all hooked up and ready to go.
Really?
So,
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What kind of work do you do?
My 9 to 5 is commercial refrigeration.
Oh, I got you. So you help keep the drinks cold and the meat cold and the ice cream
froze. Yep, that's it.
I like it, man. Hey, I got some work I need you to do. I need some ice cream help, man.
We can help you out. We can hook you up.
Good deal. Well, so you just bought a new house. Where's that at?
It's right there in Malone.
In Malone.
Between Malone and Cottonwood.
There you go. Right there on that Florida-Alabama line.
Right on the line.
You trying to compete with Florida-Georgia line? Is that what this is?
Yeah, we're fixing to start the band.
There you go. All right. So tell us a little bit about early Dylan years.
Early Dylan's born and raised in Woodstock, Georgia. Kind of grew up in the city a little bit, I guess you could say. Got tired of that. Got too populated up there. So
I got you.
Decided I'd come on down to Marianna.
Now, how long did you live up there?
Oh, man, I lived up there till 2017 was when I moved down here.
So you kind of a new Florida boy then, huh?
You could say that.
2017. Do you ever get to go back up there and see your folks?
Yeah, I go back quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my mom and dad live up there in LJ now, in the Apple capital.
Yeah,
so,
there you go. What's it like growing up there in Georgia?
Shitty, really.
Oh, really? So to everybody that's watching from LJ, Georgia and Woodstock, Georgia, we sincerely apologize.
Yeah, screw you guys. No.
So what made it bad, though? I mean, that's a good thing, though. I mean, we all grew up in different places, so what didn't you like about it?
Man, it just got the hustle and bustle. There's a lot of hustle and bustle up there, and I just kind of needed to slow life down a little bit, and turns out you can do that in Marianna pretty easy.
Jackson County a little slower, ain't it?
Jackson County's a little bit slower. I love it. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
For all the folks in Jackson County, we're not calling you slow either. I promise you we're not. We're not making any helmet jokes or straight jacket jokes. You're fine.
Got a new job at Sunland.
Yeah. Don't hate, I work out there, man.
My grandma worked. My whole family's worked there. Oh, man.
So in Georgia, so I'm kind of curious as to what so the fast lane up there, what brought you down here? Why Marianna?
Man, I've had family down here in Marianna for a long time. I've been coming down to visit, down in this area as a kid growing up. And every time we'd come down here and stay, and when it was time to go home back to Georgia, I was always crying by the time we hit that state line, which ain't far.
Right.
So I just knew that when the time was right and it hit me that one day that I could just find a job in Florida and live down here.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let's do that.
Beach have anything to do with that? Get away from the mountains, get more to the beach, or was it just the country?
Well, there's a beach here?
Yeah, ain't you seen it?
Of course, it absolutely had a lot to do with it.
Chipola River, like right down there's a little beach.
I love the water, man. Anything that has to do with the water is where I want to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Whether it's salt or fresh, it don't matter.
It don't matter. People ask me all the time if I've ever been in the Navy. I'm like, no, just like pirate ships and boats and... I love the ocean, man.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, there's plenty of it down here. You're close enough to it all.
Yeah, there's plenty of it. That's for sure.
So in 2017, so how old are you, I guess, is where I need to start with that.
29.
29 years old. Grew up in Woodstock, Georgia. What was it like growing up in Georgia?
Man, growing up in Georgia was nice. And to be honest with you, I didn't realize until I moved to Florida that actually took a lot of things for granted back up there. It's a really beautiful place. There's a lot to explore. And I find myself going back to visit family and taking advantage of some of the things that I didn't do while I lived there.
Like what? What's some things you like doing up there?
Oh, there's waterfalls everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Last time I was up there, drove right into a marble mine.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
like not into it, but
we could have if we wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. There is a lot of rock quarries and all kind of...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff up there. The mountains, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff up there.
So I like to go up to Hiawassee. I got some friends up there, and I'll go stay up there with them. And to go up to the high mountains and just kind of see as far as you want to see, man, that's breathtaking.
Oh, yeah.
That's an incredible place to be.
Yeah. You ever been trout fishing?
No.
That's something that I have found that we did back in Georgia that is not a lot of people know about or do down here. I mean, you ain't got trout down here, so you'd have to go do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, trout fishing is awesome. You're up in those mountains and you're hiking along a little stream, You know, I mean, it's hiking with a tiny fishing pole, and the whole time you spend all day hiking through the mountains, looking at the beautiful scenery, catching these beautiful rainbow trout.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun. It's very peaceful.
Is that something that you like to do on your own, or do you go as like take your whole family and load up and go? Or
it's a lot of fun to do on your own. If you're looking to clear your mind and get out of your head a little bit, that's a great way to do it. But, you know, some of my fondest memories are hollering across the creek at my dad. You know, look at this big trout I just caught. Or look at this big trout I just lost.
did you see that?
Yeah. Like, oh, crap. But, yeah, no, that's some of my fondest childhood memories is trout fishing with my family for sure.
Yeah. Your grandparents still up there? Or are they down here?
Yeah, my grandfather lives up there.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
You get to go spend some time with him too then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were actually up there for Christmas this past year. Woke up at about 2 o'clock in the morning with a kidney stone Christmas morning at Grandpa's house.
Oh, man.
So that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
They say that's about like pregnancy, but
That's what I've heard.
I'm glad we don't have to find that out.
I'd never given birth before, don't plan to, so that was the one and only time.
You're done with it.
I'm done. I haven't said the words, I would like a large Coke, please, since Christmas.
Really?
Yeah,
like
I'm telling you.
that's cut it out for you.
Oh, well, I don't know if that's completely cut it out, but we're still working on that.
Golly.
But, yeah, that's it. They did a thing called lithotripsy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's where so they put you to sleep and they put you in this hammock and then they sink you down into a tub of water and then they shoot like sound waves into your back and bust up the kidney stone and then you pee out a bunch of sand. That's totally going to be in the podcast, right?
That is medical tips here at All About the Artist.
Yeah.
If you ever have a kidney
Doctor's
stone,
tip of the week.
just go stand in front of a Dylan Kelley song. That's what you do. Turn your speakers up and stand in front. Sound waves.
Put
There
your
we go.
butt in water. Turn my music up loud. Kidney stones will just come flooding out of your penis.
I love it.
Yeah, but so funny side note to that. I had the lithotripsy procedure and everything. That was great. It's like going to sleep and waking back up. The worst part of it is the IV they put in your arm.
Oh, wow.
And even the recovery part's nothing. So we come home from the hospital and we turn on the show Blacklist on Netflix. You ever watch that?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I ain't never watched it.
All right, so good show. You should totally watch it. So we turn this episode on, and this guy has made a makeshift lithotripsy chamber, and he's putting people in this bath of water and torturing them while they're awake with a lithotripsy chamber.
So did you call your doctor and say, "Can I get the footage from my procedure, please?"
I was like, God, if I would have watched this the day before my procedure, I wouldn't have went and had it done. It was pretty scary.
That is pretty cool, though. That sounds like it's a lot easier than having to wait for them to come out, man.
Right? I would think so. They said mine wasn't going to come out on its own, so
Wow.
it was 7 millimeters.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You got to think about it.
Holy crap.
An airsoft BB is 6 millimeters.
We're going to move on from that because I'm hurting over here.
I'm starting to squinch up a little bit, too.
Ouch, man.
Making me nervous just thinking about it.
I'm going to drink an extra sip of water just to make sure here.
Yeah.
So I really want to go back to Georgia and just talk a little bit more about that because I whenever you're as a kid growing up, especially in Georgia, you're watching your landscape change around you. What are some challenges that you faced as a kid living up there in Georgia?
Man, growing up, me and Bryce actually talked about this. I had a really cushy childhood.
Oh, yeah?
To be honest with you, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I'm jealous. I just want to hear about this. Go ahead.
He was like,
These really
tell me about some struggles as a kid. And I was like, man, one time I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas. And I know it makes me sound like a spoiled brat. I mean, that's not the truth. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really didn't have that hard of a childhood. Nothing.
So growing up in Georgia, is that where you got your start in music?
Yeah, absolutely. I got my start really early, actually. My grandfather was a pastor of a Southern Baptist church, and so naturally my family went and attended that church every Sunday.
Had to.
And I liked to sing as a kid growing up. Well, I would spun a Shania Twain record CD so many times it'd make your head spin. But so I'd go to church and they'd sit me up on the book board on the pulpit.
Yeah.
And I would sing gospel songs to the church as a kid, small enough to stand on a pulpit, And so I started doing that, and that was a lot of fun. I remember around the middle school, I around middle school, I started playing in a high school band for a church.
Yeah.
So church and God all definitely had a huge impact on the beginnings of my musical career. Started playing in the church there, played for the high school ministry for a while, led worship in the Sunday morning service for a long time. After high school, kind of started doing some karaoke at different places, because I wasn't, I'd changed churches and stuff, wasn't playing in the band anymore, so I was trying to get my musical feels other places.
Sure.
Ended up winning a competition at a bar in Kennesaw, Georgia. So I went from church to the bar.
always a great transition, right?
Hey, but I brought God with me, so it's okay, right?
There you go.
I actually won a karaoke contest at Electric Cowboys in Kennesaw, Georgia. Won $1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the DJ that kind of hosted that show and put everything on, he came up to me. His name was Paul Burns. We can cut that out if you want to.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
But thanks, Paul. But he came up to me. He was like, "Man, you got some talent. You should go do this for money." And I was like, "You can do that?" Because I'm young at the time. I'd just turned 21, And so he kind of introduced me, set me up with my first gig. And right now I can't even remember the name of the place, but I played my first gig at a barbecue restaurant.
Really?
In Kennesaw, Georgia. And that's kind of where it started.
And when was that? How long ago was that you started?
That was probably 2015.
Yeah.
14.
So you've been really playing publicly, as an artist since outside not that being in the church is not, but
right.
As an artist outside of the church umbrella, what is that? 7 years now?
Yeah, close to it.
That's it. 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about the first song that you ever wrote.
First song I ever wrote was not that long ago. Actually, it was right after Hurricane Michael. Yep.
Yeah.
I had been out driving around for work that day and kind of saw some of the devastation and came home and poured something out onto a piece of paper, just kind of as some words of encouragement for my friends and family that lived there locally, and posted a little clip of a song on Facebook, and off it went.
Wow. What was that song all about? Like, was it just about the damage? Like, how did that go?
Oh man, so I can still remember exactly the image that stuck in my head that this song came from. I was driving around, like I said, looking at the storm damage, and I came around the corner, and there was a family in the yard of their house. They had just pulled up, I guess, and gotten out of their vehicle, and there was trees laying all over it, and it was just obliterated. It was gone. And there was, clothes strewn all over the yard, pictures blowing across the yard. You could tell, like family photos everywhere. They lost everything. And the woman was standing there looking at her house with her hands on her head, like this, I was like, oh my gosh, what do we do now? And so I came home, and I was just thinking about that. Man, what do you do now? Well, you don't lose faith, And so that's where it all came from. That's the first line of the song. Pictures scattered around and clothes strewn across the ground.
Wow.
And but yeah, that's a mental image that stuck with me. That devastation that she had on her face, and the kids crying. It's just awful.
Yeah.
But so I just wanted to do something that I could to try and encourage, and to send the message, you might not understand now what's going on, why you lost your house, why your family photos are blown across the ground, but God's got a plan.
Yeah.
And just have faith.
Wow. Dude, that's some intense stuff. It's really intense. How were you guys affected by the storm?
We fared a lot better than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Just some tree damage, a little house damage, but nothing that couldn't be repaired. We were lucky.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's not the only song that you've written. Like, you've actually gone on to write several songs. You actually performed one of your in the 2021 Southern Lights Talent Competition.
I did.
You performed one or
I think I did two songs.
How many
songs that I wrote.
Is that all you wrote? 2 songs?
Yeah, that's all of them. No. Yeah, that's all 3 of them right there. That's it. That's the whole collection.
It's your album right there.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's the catalog.
So what's your writing style like?
Writing is actually not something I'm very experienced in, seeing how the first song I ever wrote was just a few years ago.
Sure.
And I was talking to somebody the other day about writing music and how, I can make a plan and schedule a time to sit down and I'm going to write this song, and it's like it doesn't happen. But if I have something that happens in life that I relate to that really sits on my heart, man, I can come home and grab a pen and a piece of paper, and it's like I just pour words out of a glass on the paper. But writing's a tough thing.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Well, writing is not for everybody. Like for me to write a serious song is so hard to do.
I could write comedy so easy.
My goofy stuff is great.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got goofy stuff for years, but that serious stuff is but there's a lot of people, their element is writing, and they're not that performer. How do you feel about if somebody wrote a song and you're like, man, that's pretty solid right there. I'd like to do that. Can I perform that song for you? Is that something you would be interested in doing? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I would love to collab with other people if they have, which I've done that before a time or two.
Yeah.
Sang songs that people have written, and that's a lot of fun, man. I really like. I've had a couple guys send me songs that didn't have a musical tone or like literally just lyrics, and asked me to put music to it before. And that's a fun project, because you might send something back to somebody and they're like, that's absolutely not at all how I heard it when I wrote it. But I always like that feedback that you get when you do something like that. It's always fun.
What did you do to my song?
Yeah, that's not even what I wrote.
That was about my dog dying, not my ex-girlfriend living,
right?
Man.
What's sorry, man. I thought I put my own spin on it. Nah. But
I know what's bad is whenever you hear a song and you're like, man, that song is golden. Like, I like that song. And then you watch the music video that somebody did, and you're like, that one where I went with that song.
Yeah, y'all went a whole different direction with that.
Exactly. The reason I ask is because I feel like there is a huge, there's a lot of people out there that feel like if I'm going to be an artist, I have to write my music.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not the case.
Some of the greats, over the time, not everybody's a Dolly Parton that's writing and performing their own stuff.
No.
There's a ton of people that are entertainers and performers, but they're performing other people's music. So that's really cool that's your element, that you kind of, you do write, but
you would be surprised if I'll say this: take your favorite artist. And look at the back of the CD. Well, we don't have CDs anymore. But look up your favorite song.
You're aging yourself.
Yeah, I know.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love
it. Man, CDs. But
good job. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. But think about your favorite artist. Take your favorite song. Look up who wrote it. There's a pretty good chance it might not be them.
Or there was three or
them
four or
and
five
exactly.
people. Yeah.
It was them and 3 or 4 other people. But to be an artist, you don't have to write your own music.
Yeah,
what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? That's not a requirement.
Yeah, and it's not. But there is that element of, well, if I'm gonna start this thing out, I got to write my own music. And I find it incredible, just to see, hey, look, and it's not like you're doing cover stuff at that point.
Right.
It's your artwork put with somebody else's words, and you've made a beautiful project.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a collaboration for sure.
I like that. I think that's important for people to know that it's not about. You don't have to run the whole show. You can work with other people, and I love that about Southern Lights is that people. And I'm not just saying that because it's this is the event, but like it's incredible to see the people that have collaborated on projects that were birthed in that environment,
right?
And I find it's important for people to know that. So that's the reason I'm really glad you brought that up.
Good point.
With your music, I love to hear you sing because you've got that. You got the radio voice, like you're gonna be on the radio, no doubt. And we've talked about that. There's some people already interested in talking about you for radio. So
hey,
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited about that. But I would actually love to hear an example of you performing, and I think you've got a video for us.
I've been working on this for a while. You ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna sing this song for you. I've been thinking about this for a while now.
Sweet Jesus.
I'm just kidding. We'll watch this video. It'll be a lot better.
All right, let's watch this.
I'm
song I'm about to play is one that I wrote, so I hope you guys like it. This song's called Wherever You Are.
Favorite one.
You could be I-85 from southbound to Panama City for a week with your friends. The only thing you packed was bikinis. You could be all dolled up downtown out on a day, rocking with your hands in the air, front row, center of the stage. You asked me 1,000 times to go, but I always had an excuse. I don't know where you are now, but I hope the song makes it to you. Wherever you are, hope you're doing alright. Hope whoever you're waking up next to is treating you right. I'm doing fine with the help from a doctor with a neon sign. So if you're looking for me, I'll be right here at this bar. But I'd rather be wherever you are. Maybe you're taking that road trip from East Coast to California, seeing all the things you wanted to see for so long, but I didn't want to. You asked me 1,000 times to go, but I always had an excuse. Well, I don't know where you are now, but I hope the song makes it to you. Wherever you are, hope you're doing alright. Hope whoever you're waking up next to is treating you right. I'm doing fine, just turning these dollars into bottles to pass the time. So if you're looking for me, I'll be right here in this bar. But I'd rather be wherever you are. 1,000 places in this world that you could be. I'd change a whole lot of things just to have you here with me. But wherever you are, hope you're doing alright. Hope whoever you're waking up next to is treating you right. I'm doing fine with the help from a doctor with a neon sign. So if you're looking for me, I'll be right here in this bar. Yeah, if you're looking for me, I'll be right here in this bar. But I'd rather be wherever you are. Wherever you are, I'd rather be wherever you are.
Yeah!
Man, that was pretty cool. So where was that recorded at?
So that was at Hangar 38 in Dothan.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about that place.
Oh man, that's a cool place to go. You should go if you haven't been.
Yeah, I hadn't been up there, man.
It's like a Dave and Buster's kind of place. It's like a big bowling alley with arcade games and stuff.
Nice.
Very family friendly place.
Very
good drinks,
cool,
great
man.
food.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's a great place.
You get to perform there a lot?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I'm up there pretty regular, about once every other month.
Where all do you perform?
Places like Southern Fields in Campbellton, Recovery Room in Dothan. Played at the Cellar, Corks and Cattle and Enterprise. That's in the Wiregrass area.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Yeah.
That's good. So you're performing all over the place in the Southeast, in like the tri-state area.
Right.
What's next for you?
Oh man, I'd love to get in the studio somewhere.
Never recorded?
Never recorded.
Really?
Only on a cell phone.
On the little, I can't even think of the name of it now. Yeah, on the cell phone.
Yeah,
that
on
thing.
the cell phone.
There you go. Cellularized device.
You ever seen one before?
Oh, it's on the flip phone, dude. What are you talking about?
I think somebody's got one. We can get one in here. I don't have one.
You got some songs that you'd really want to do if you got some studio time?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the 3 songs I've written, would love to get those cut so that I could get a good quality version of them out for people to hear.
Sure.
I'm sure you guys are getting tired of the YouTube version.
The backyard with the dog kind of version.
Right, yeah, exactly. The swatting the flies, sweating, yeah.
Hey, listen, you're in the South. You deal with sweat
Par
and
for the
flies all
course,
the time.
right?
That's it. Where do you want your music to take you? What's the ultimate for you?
Oh, man. That's a tough question because who doesn't want to be famous, right?
Sure.
I mean, I would love nothing more than to not have to go to work every day and be able to live comfortably.
Right.
And do what I love.
Sure. Is that what you, I mean, is that your dream? Is that where you want to go with it?
Yeah, that would be great. Honestly, if I could, it would be a dream to wake up every day and make my living with a guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be pretty nice.
That sounds pretty gravy, actually.
So aren't you glad tomorrow's Saturday?
Yeah, I really am glad tomorrow's Saturday. It's been a long week, man.
So if you could perform with somebody, famous, not famous, down the road, who would it be?
Luke Combs.
Really?
Yep. I have just always been a number one fan. The first time I ever saw Luke Combs, I paid $5 cover charge to see him. The last time I went to see him, I paid like $150 for lawn tickets.
Wow.
Man, it's just been amazing watching this guy go from Vine. Like, I don't know if you remember Vine days. But just watching him go from that to YouTube to the Georgia Theater in Athens was like one of the first venues I saw him at. I paid $10 for that ticket. And man, I met him in a Waffle House one time after the show. Yeah,
How did that go?
There's a picture on my Instagram of us. But we walked in, and him and Rob were sitting at a table with their girls. Nicole was there. We walked in, sat down, and ate. Kind of threw our hands up. We walked in, and after we got finished eating, we were walking out, and I was just like, "Hey, man, I really enjoyed the show. That was awesome." And he said, "Thank you." We stopped and started talking for a second. And he had this hat on and it had a wood duck on it. And I was like, "Man, that is a really nice hat." And I was like, "Man, I really love that hat. Where'd you get it at?" And he took it off his head and handed it to me. And I was like, "Really, man? Like, thank you." I was like, "But put it back on and let me take a picture with you first, because nobody's going to believe this." So he did. We took a picture with the hat, and he sure did. That dude is a down-to-earth man. He's a good guy.
That's pretty cool. So did you set anything up and be like, "Hey, I'm also an artist," or was you too scared?
I was too nervous to say anything like that. I don't even in his presence, I felt like I wasn't qualified to even ask. Man's like broke more records than Johnny Cash at this point. So but no, man, I would love to. I listen to some of the songs that I've written, and I can hear Luke Combs singing some of them, and I would love nothing more than to have him cut one of my songs.
Do you cover a lot of his songs?
Absolutely, yeah, I do a lot of his songs.
That's your thing.
Yeah, I love doing covers.
So Luke, when you watch this or you listen to this,
hey Luke,
reach out to your boy over here.
Hit me up.
I love it. So you're such a big Luke Combs fan that you take your first date to Luke Combs concert then.
Yeah, if you wanna get a good woman and keep her around, you take her to a Luke Combs concert on your first date.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it worked for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell me about this girl.
Oh man, she's great. She's the most supportive woman that I have ever met. She is smart and beautiful. She's incredible. She does things for me that I wouldn't be able to ask.
This is family friendly. Keep it family
All
friendly.
right.
Just kidding.
No, she does so much for me, man, that I would even have trouble asking someone else to take care of for me.
Yeah.
She does things like she buys me gear. What girl that buys their man music gear like that?
Yeah.
But she really does. Every Christmas, every birthday, she'll randomly, "Hey, I got you this for your guitar. Hey, I got you this for your shows."
Number one fan then.
She really is, man.
Now, what does she do for a living?
She actually works at the foot specialist in Dothan.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Works at the foot doctor.
Well, I tell you what, man, I'm really excited about you being here today. This has been incredible. We don't want you to walk away empty-handed, so we're going to have our producer come in here. He's got something that
I get a prize?
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's just like can't leave here empty-handed, man. You got to have something. So
sounds good.
Here we go.
Awesome.
Hopefully this is in your size here, maybe, but this is a Southern Lights T-shirt.
Thank you.
And this is actually one of our brand new ones with our new logo on the front and the big one
Right
on the
on.
back. So we do appreciate you coming.
Awesome. Thank you.
And being a part of today's event, man. This is good times.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Charlie. I thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, you bet, man. Well, guys, it has been an absolute pleasure to be here today with Dylan Kelley. I do want to encourage you, go check out his page. Where can they see more of you, man?
So I've got a YouTube page, Instagram, and a Facebook. They're all the same handle. It's at Dylan Kelley Music.
There you go. So go check him out today. I guarantee you'll have a good time. If you're in the area and you can stop by one of the places where he shows. Now, where can they see where your shows are? Do you
On my
post
Facebook
that
page.
on your
Yep.
Facebook page. Okay. So you guys check that out. Go see him live. Support the local artists like Dylan Kelley. Great guy. Great. I mean, he just pure looks like country. I mean, he almost like dog turd between the toes kind of country right there. So,
A little like red man and pine straw mixed together.
well, guys, thanks for being with us today.